I want to start with something a lot of women feel, but rarely hear spoken out loud. You've been working on yourself for years. You've read the books, done the journaling, started therapy, tried the routines, done the inner work. You've done everything right. And somehow, after all of that, you still don't fully feel like yourself. Not rock bottom, not a crisis, just this quiet feeling of, why do I still feel disconnected from my own life? And I think the reason most people miss this is that the problem was never a lack of self-improvement. The problem is something quieter, something that took years to build, something that most women don't even realize is happening. You didn't lose yourself. You adapted to survive. And there is a very big difference. In this video, I want to talk about something that I think is genuinely important. How women accidentally built the entire identity around survival mode, and why, even after years of working on yourself, you can still feel like a stranger to your own life. Because once you understand it, everything starts making a different kind of sense. So if you have your tea or coffee or matcha with you right now, no rush. Maybe this can feel like a quiet conversation between us, because this is worth taking slowly. If you're new here, I'm Eva. I love creating deep conversations, powerful lifelong practical tools, experiences, and reflections for women who want to reconnect with themselves, feel more radiant, refine their inner world, and build a life that feels beautiful, aligned, and true. And this space is about emotional intelligence, self-refinement, feminine well-being, and helping women come back to themselves in a more honest way. Because I genuinely believe most women don't need fixing. They need returning. And if you enjoy deeper conversations like this, subscribing, liking the video, and turning on those notifications genuinely help me to keep creating beautiful and powerful and valuable content for you. And it really helps this message reach more women who might need it too. So welcome here, and I'm really happy you're here. So let's talk about survival mode. Because when most people hear that phrase, they imagine someone in genuine crisis, rock bottom, falling apart. But most of the survival mode that I've observed in women looks nothing like that. It looks like being the most reliable person in the room. It looks like always having it together. And it looks like never asking for too much. Or like being productive, high functioning, ambitious, while quietly feeling like, I should feel happier than that. Why don't I feel like me anymore? Survival mode in intelligent women is subtle. It's adaptive. It's clever. The nervous system finds a way to keep you functioning, even when something underneath isn't okay. And over time, the copying becomes the identity. The adaptations become the personality. And then one day you look up and think, when did I stop feeling like myself? And the answer is usually slowly, over years, through a series of very understandable adaptations. I want to be honest with you here, because I lived this. And for a long time, I was what I now call the over-functioning woman. I held everything together for everyone, all the time. I thought that was just who I was. My personality, my strength. But looking back, honestly, a lot of it was survival. If I kept functioning, kept producing, kept being useful, I felt safe. I felt worthy. I felt like I had a reason to take up space. And it took me a long time to realize that wasn't strength. It was a sophisticated copying strategy. And the moment I understood that, I stopped being ashamed of it. Because I wasn't failing. I was surviving. There is a big difference. So I want to walk you through what I call the 5 survival identities. These are the 5 most common ways women unconsciously build their personality around coping. And as we go through them, I want you to notice which one or ones feel most familiar, because that is something important. Most women are a combination. You might hear yourself in 2 or 3 of these, and that's not a problem. That's just how layered the human experience is. And actually, one of these in particular completely changed how I understood myself. But before we get there, notice what resonates and hold it gently. And sometimes the most confronting part isn't recognizing yourself. It's suddenly seeing these patterns in people that you love too. The first one is the over-functioning woman. Her inner belief, I'll hold everything together. And she is the reliable one, the strong one, the one who handles it. She is often praised for this. And that praise becomes part of the trap. Because being the capable one starts to feel like an identity, not a copying mechanism. But underneath the over-functioning, there is often a very exhausted woman who doesn't know who she is when she's not being needed. And something I noticed about this pattern, over-functioning is often driven by a quiet belief that rest is dangerous. That slowing down means losing worth. That if you stop producing, you become invisible. And the shift that helps here isn't doing less. It's asking, am I doing this because I want to, or because I'm afraid of what happens if I don't? And that question changes everything. The second survival identity is the needed woman. And her inner belief, if I'm useful, I'm lovable. She gives constantly. She anticipates what everyone needs. She makes herself indispensable. And she often doesn't realize that her giving is less about generosity and more about safety. If she's needed, she can't be abandoned. If she's useful, she has a reason to be loved. And I want to be honest because I've lived a version of these too, especially in relationships. And the moment that I stopped tying my value to how much I could give, relationships changed completely. And not because I gave less, but because I gave differently, from fullness instead of fear. So the question that helped me here, am I giving this because I want to, or because I'm afraid of what happens if I don't? And notice how similar that is to the first one, because the root is often the same. The third is the pleasing woman, and her inner belief, peace matters more than my truth. She avoids conflicts, she softens her opinions, she reads the room constantly, and she adjusts herself to match whoever she is with. And she's often described as easy to be around, which is a compliment that sometimes costs her everything. Because when you become what everyone else needs you to be, you slowly stop knowing what you actually are. I think this one is particularly painful because the pleasing woman often looks the most put together. She's agreeable, she's warm, she's liked. But internally, she's exhausted from never being fully honest. And eventually, you become so good at reading everyone else that you stop knowing how to read yourself. And the question that helped me, what would I say, choose, or feel if I wasn't worried about managing someone else's reaction? I'm genuinely curious, as you're listening to this, which survival identity feels most familiar to you? Or maybe which one quietly surprised you? Because usually the one that stings a little is the one asking for attention. So drop it in the comments. I genuinely read everyone. If this conversation is resonating, please share it with a woman in your life who might need to hear this. Sometimes the most powerful thing that we can do is say, I thought of you when I heard it. The fourth survival identity, this one I know very well. The hyper-independent woman. And her inner belief, I can only truly rely on myself. She does everything alone. She doesn't ask for help easily. She's proud of her self-sufficiency. And on the surface, sometimes it looks like confidence, like strength, like capability. But hyper-independence is often protection. Something in life quietly taught her. Relying on people doesn't feel safe. Or maybe it was met with disappointment. Or maybe support simply never came. Maybe asking felt dangerous. So the nervous system learned, don't depend on anyone. You'll only be let down. So the painful irony of hyper-independence is that it can create exactly the loneliness it was designed to protect against. Because when you never let anyone in, connection becomes impossible. And the shift isn't becoming dependent, it's becoming interdependent. Allowing support without losing yourself. And the question, is my independence coming from strength or from protection? And the fifth one, I think this is the one almost nobody realizes they're living inside. The performing woman. And her inner belief is, my worth is what I achieve. She's productive, ambitious, always working towards something. And she genuinely loves achievement. That's real. But underneath the performance, there is often a quiet fear. If I stop achieving, do I still matter? The performing woman is often the most successful looking, and sometimes the most internally empty. Because when worth is tied entirely to output, rest feels like failure. Stillness feels like falling behind. And the version of herself that exists without achievement feels almost invisible. And sometimes women become so productive, they don't realize exhaustion became their personality. And the question is, who am I when I'm not producing anything? And if that question creates anxiety, that's information worth sitting with. So why any of this matters? Because here's the thing I really want you to hear. None of these identities are character flaws. They're not weaknesses. They're not personality defects. They are intelligent adaptations. Your nervous system built these patterns to keep you safe, to keep you loved, to keep you functioning. And they worked for a reason. The problem isn't that you built them. The problem is staying in them long after the season that created them has passed. And you're not broken. You're a woman who learned how to survive. And now, if you feel ready, the work is learning how to do something even more courageous. Return to yourself. Not the survival version, the real one. And honestly, if you are recognizing yourself in any of these patterns today, please don't feel like you have to untangle all of this alone. Because this exact process of rebuilding yourself from alignment instead of survival is the work that I've been quietly building for a long time. It's around identity, emotional intelligence, self-trust, feminine well-being, radiance, and helping women rebuild their lives from the inside out. And I'm very excited with this work, by the way. I created it with so much love and intention. And by the way, if you want to know more about my own story, myself, want to connect, or how I lived, also through some of these survival identities, there is a link below. And I also created a free 3-day reset experience. It's called How to Feel Like Yourself Again, for women who want a gentle starting point. It's free, and you can complete it at your own pace, and it's linked below. If you recognize yourself in any of these survival identities today, please don't use this as another reason to be hard on yourself. These patterns kept you safe. They helped you function. They got you here. And the fact that you are even reflecting on this, asking these questions, sitting with this kind of honest self-recognition, that already tells me something quite important. Somewhere inside you, there's already a part of you asking to come home. And the way back is usually much quieter than people think. It starts with awareness, with one honest question, with one small moment of choosing yourself. And then another, and another. That's how it happens, quietly, consistently, honestly. Once you start recognizing your survivor identity, something unexpected begins happening in your relationships. I'm not always in comfortable ways. In the next video, I want to talk about something nobody prepares you for. What actually happens to your relationships when you start living survival mode? Because some connection will deepen, and some will feel suddenly very uncomfortable, and understanding why changes everything. So if that feels relevant to where you are right now, I'll see you there. Thank you for being here, and more importantly, welcome back to yourself.